Moving now from the absurd to the downright slimy in this campaign, we arrive at John McCain's new ad, in which he accuses Barack Obama of thinking inappropriate things about sex and kindergartners.
Obama's one accomplishment? Legislation to teach comprehensive sex education to kindergartners. Learning about sex before learning to read? Barack Obama. Wrong on education. Wrong for your family.
The legislation in question was not sponsored by Barack Obama. It never became law, and it was actually designed to warn young children about sexual predators. There's something wrong with that? Oh, and also, using that piece of legislation, the one that wasn't Obama's and never passed, and distorting it into a truly vile attack, it's a strategy stolen from the playbook of Alan Keyes, who used it in his landslide loss to Barack Obama in the 2004 Illinois Senate race. So, John McCain, who in 2000 was victimized by dirty, dishonest, character assassination-style politics, is he paying it forward here? Joining us now is Melissa Harris-Lacewell, who's a political science professor at Princeton. She's the author of Barbershops, Bibles, and BET, Everyday Talk and Black Political Thought. Professor, thanks very much for joining us.
It's terrific to be here.
What's the strategy behind a smear campaign like this? Is it just the mention of Barack Obama's name in the same sentence as kindergartners and sex? Is that enough for McCain to win over some undecided voters, regardless of whether or not this is true?
Well, it certainly is, as you pointed out, part of what Alan Keyes did when he was losing, knew he would lose, but particularly when he had no money. In other words, when he couldn't buy advertising, he would do just sort of outrageous things in order to keep his name out there. I mean, you've said Sarah Palin, I don't know, 1,000,000 times over the past 45 minutes. And in so doing, there's a way in which what this campaign needs to do is simply to get us to focus on McCain-Palin rather than talking about Obama-Biden.
Is there any reason to believe that McCain, with this specific type of attack, would be able to succeed against Obama with this in a way that Alan Keyes so miserably failed?
Well, sure, there's reason to believe it. I mean, the question is, in part, a question about how race and sex and sliminess all get connected in the American imagination. I know that folks like you and folks like me are spending all of our time thinking about politics, figuring out the difference between the distortions and the truth. But, ordinary Americans are like balancing their checkbook and figuring out how to get their kid to school because it's after Labor Day. And, they just sort of look up from dinner and see this commercial and may not, in fact, know much more than that. So there's ways in which just kind of creating these little anxieties, things that people may not even remember later, but they go, you know what? That Barack Obama, he worries me. I'm not sure that he's safe.
Even just the image of Obama that they use at the end of the ad, with him, his suit sort of rumpled and him looking down with almost a leer on his face when you just heard the word sex and kindergartners. I mean, even if you only get that impression out of it, regardless of the facts, some damage is done. Melissa, when Obama's campaign responded to this ad, his spokesman, Bill Burton, said it was shameful and perverse to use this legislation, which was designed to protect kids, as an attack against a father of two young girls. That counterattack, maybe it could have been stronger, but it did remind everyone that Obama is a father. Should that be part of the way he responds here?
I think it's actually the core of how he needs to respond. So bringing Sarah Palin into this race, part of what she's done is make a claim that being a parent is part of her job qualifications for the vice presidency. That she knows things because she is a self-sacrificing parent. Well, if that's the terrain on which we're going to battle this out, we have another parent of young children, Barack Obama. And I still think the single most powerful image from the DNC was at the end of Michelle Obama's speech, when she talked about Barack Obama driving her home with their newborn infant daughter in the car through the snow in Chicago and kind of looking back over his shoulder and making sure that she was okay and that the daughter was okay. It was not only kind of a powerful image about his domestic position, his role as protector and father, it was also a powerful metaphor for the idea of a strong leader navigating us through, difficult terrain as a country and kind of trying to keep us safe. So I think they should, continuously revisit that image, which I think was exceptionally powerful and very well done by Michelle.
Melissa Harris-Lacewell, political science professor at Princeton University, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Absolutely, it was a pleasure.